All right, so today we're going to be looking over what was your assignment for today, the Barrett letter analysis. We're going to look at SOAPStone and the appeals. That's what we're going to focus on today. And you have your assignment open in front of you because you already did it. I think there was only one person in this period who hadn't turned it in. And I don't know if that's one of you or somebody at home. I didn't even look, to be honest with you. But we're going to talk about this a little bit, what we were looking for. And if you feel the need to change what you had turned in, unsubmit the assignment, make your changes, and resubmit it, because I changed the due date to 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So you have time to do that if you want. I won't look. Folks, I don't give these assignments so I've got something to grade. All right? And I don't want to grade stuff in such a way that, oh, I'm going to get you for everything you did wrong. That's not why we're here. I wish that everybody would make 100% on every assignment. Okay? Now that doesn't mean I want to make everything so easy, but I'm just saying, I want all of you to learn this stuff and really get it. I'm not playing a gotcha game. I'm not into that. Now, back to what we're doing. We're going to start with SOAPStone. I've got it over here on the board, S-O-A-P-S and then tone. And we're going to go through this. Now I'm going to walk you through the first part. I'm not going to call on anybody to answer that. I'm going to tell you what it is in case you need to change yours. S is the speaker, right? Now I talked about this for a few minutes last Friday, if you recall. I touched on this already. So you probably shouldn't need to make any corrections there, but you might. That's okay. The speaker is what's called a corporate speaker, okay? Corporate speaker. That means it's a group. All right? This letter represents the voices of several people. Okay? In this case, who are the people's voices being represented? Who are the speakers? Who are they?
Her colleagues.
Her colleagues, exactly. And we know that because it tells us right at the beginning of the letter. Mouse over there. Where is it? I hate this thing. I can't. Is the mouse on that screen? I don't see it.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, where? Oh, there we go. Okay. Crazy thing. All right. We write to you as fellow faculty members at the University of Notre Dame. So it's her colleagues, right? Corporate author, corporate speaker, her colleagues. Now, the next thing we have is the occasion. O is for occasion. We also want to put in there exigence because while the terms are not exactly interchangeable, we've got to kind of think of it this way. All right? The occasion or the exigence is what's going on that caused this letter to be written in the first place. We don't call out. Okay, we don't raise our hands and we don't call out. I'm going to draw a number. Okay. After I have finished with the person whose number is drawn, then I will ask other people to add to it. But first we start with drawing a number. All right, so what is the occasion or the exigence that led to the writing of this letter? 24. Do we have anybody in seat 24 today? We only have 23. 29. Seat 10.
The occasion is like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, one of the justices, just recently passed away, and now there's a big debate on whether they should be able to nominate a new one before the election or not.
Okay, at the time this letter was written, on October 10th, the nomination had already taken place. Okay, so you're on the right track. All right, so we're getting closer. Ginsburg had died, but this isn't pre-nomination. She had already been nominated at this point. So we need to change the exigence just a little bit. How would you want to change it?
What is the word before, like, she actually gets into it? I forgot what that word is.
Well, she's nominated, and then
Yeah, after that.
then she goes through questioning and testimony, for a few days, and then they have a confirmation hearing, which is kind of what went on last week, and then there will be a confirmation vote in the Senate. And if the Senate confirms this, she will be placed on the Supreme Court. Okay? So she's already been nominated, but she has not yet been what?
Like questioned and all that.
She's been questioned. Well, not when this letter was written.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, she hadn't been through that yet. Okay, so she'd been nominated, but she hadn't been through the rest of the process. So there's the exigence, there's the occasion. Does that make sense now? And it is important that we break this down like this, okay? Because it changes things. We have to be pretty specific as to what was going on. All right? Now that's the occasion. The exigence is that there is a huge battle going on between the left wing and the right wing over her nomination. Okay? So we have occasion. The occasion is she's been nominated but not gone through the vetting process yet, or confirmation hearings or anything like that. The exigence is the battle going on between the left and the right in politics. Okay? Now, let's go to the audience. When I'm talking about audience, it obviously says, Dear Judge Barrett, so there's the audience, right? Yes, partly. When we're talking about audience, we normally talk about primary audience and secondary audience. Sometimes we'll go to a tertiary audience, but I don't want to get confused. So we're talking about primary audience, who we know who the primary audience for the letter was, Judge Barrett. Who is the secondary audience here, and why do you think so? Who is the secondary audience, and why do you think so? Number 20. Do we have somebody in number 20? We do not. 30 we don't even have. 25? Oh, getting closer. I need to take those out, don't I? Seats I don't have. What is that? Oh, that's number 9. Who's number 9? There we go. Let's hear it. Secondary audience. Who is it, and why do you think so?
What do you think the people who are going to be voting on if she should be or not?
Well, let's skip down. What was the purpose of the letter?
The purpose was telling why she should wait until after.
Okay. Why she should wait until after the election, right? They're actually asking her to do something specific. What are they asking her to do specifically? And I know, look, we're going down here to purpose, but that's okay. They all kind of run together. You know, it all fits together. What are they asking Judge Barrett to do? They're asking her to do one specific thing. What is it?
They're asking her to not confirm her nomination, or to not accept it.
To not accept it, right. So that's why the primary audience is Judge Barrett, because their purpose is to get her to withdraw herself from that position. Is that fair? You with me? Okay, so that's the primary audience. That's the purpose for the primary audience. Now the secondary audience is who? Who else are they writing this letter for? You want a hint? Where was this published? Not this project. Where was this published? Do you remember? I put the link in there when I posted it. Look at the link that I put in there. See that? That's the link to the original article. It went to teacherscholaractivist.org, which is a national publication. This is their website, but it's a national paper product publication mainly for professors and teachers and all that kind of stuff, okay? key is, it was disseminated widely, nationally. That's how I got it. I told you guys last week, a friend of mine sent a link to me and said, hey, you want to read this? You know, so it's been spread around, right? So they had a secondary audience. It wasn't just Judge Barrett, but it was the American public. Is that fair enough? You with me? That's why it's in a national publication. So the secondary audience would be the American public. Yes?
So in letters in here that we will read, do they all say an open letter? By
No.
open, do they mean it's open to the public?
Yes,
Okay.
open letter means it's being published for everybody to see.
That's how I understood the secondary was everyone.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
and it is. But yeah, that's a good catch, because most people see that, it doesn't even register. But you will see from time to time in the news and so on like that, a group of people will publish, or not just a group, sometimes it's a group, sometimes an individual. They'll publish what they call an open letter. What that means is, in all reality, they never sent this to her. That's why it's an open letter. You with me? They didn't fold this up, put it in an envelope, and send it to her. Okay? But open is the key there, yes. So it means it's a national audience, or for anybody. Okay? That's your secondary audience. So what is the secondary purpose? If we have a purpose for both audiences, and usually we do, we have that, the specific primary audience, and there's a purpose for that one, and it is to convince her, look, do these people have any idea, inclination, hope that Judge Barrett will actually pull herself out? No. They know she's not going to. Okay? I mean, this is a farce in a way. But this is a very common thing. They write this open letter to her, knowing that she is not going to consider pulling herself out of the running. She's not going to take herself out of the nomination process. So their real audience is not even Judge Barrett, but it's the people, the American people, the public. That's who they're really after. And what is their purpose? Do they think that this letter is going to have any impact on whether or not she gets to the court? They do not. So their purpose, right, we're talking about the P now on SOAPStone, their purpose would be to do what? Not the primary purpose, just to write to her, because we all know that that's a farce. Everybody knows she's not going to drop out. They knew it when they wrote it. We all know it. So the real purpose of the letter is to do what? 23. I think we have that one. Yes, 23.
To give their opinion and maybe try to help in some way.
To give their opinion and to do what?
Try to help in some way.
Okay, try to help who? How?
Everyone.
Okay, their purpose is to try to help everyone? Help everyone do what? I'm not picking on you, that's just extraordinarily vague. Okay, we've got to narrow this down a little bit. So if their purpose is to help everyone, who is everyone? How are they going to help them to do what?
Really everyone to,
Everyone in the world?
no, really the Americans.
To help Americans. Okay, to help Americans do what?
To fix their local mind and see what they.
To help Americans do what? I can't hear you.
To change their mind.
To change their mind. Okay, from what to what?
To convince them that she should withdraw the nomination.
To convince the American people that she should withdraw
Yes,
her nomination.
yes.
Okay, what if they don't need to change their mind, they already believe that?
And they won't change their mind.
Okay, but you said it was to convince the American people to change their minds.
Yes,
Okay, so the American people means all American people need to change their minds. You're assuming that all American people need their minds changed. Is that correct?
yeah.
What if they don't? Because about half of the Americans don't need their minds changed. They don't want her taking it anyway.
We don't want to change our minds.
So then we need to be more specific about the Americans we're talking to, right? Okay, so which Americans are we talking to?
The other side.
Other side of what? What do you mean by the other side? Be very specific. Are we talking about Americans who support Judge Barrett's nomination?
Yes.
They need to change their minds so that they don't support it?
Mhm.
How do you know? Why? What does it say in the letter? What are you judging that on? Have you got the letter open in front of you there?
Yeah.
Okay, where are you getting that idea?
Well, it says we ask that you honor the democratic process and insist in him.
I'm sorry, it says what? Tell me where you are and I'll put it up here.
It's where the blue's at, it's below that paragraph. It says we ask that you honor the
Wait a
democratic.
minute, we ask,
Down below.
right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read it so everybody can hear it, okay? We ask that you honor the democratic process and insist hearings be put on hold until after the voters have made their choice. Now that is, they are asking Judge Barrett to do that, correct?
Yeah.
But you're saying this is really their message to the American people who support her.
Yes.
So what do they want those American people who support her to do?
To have their voice and tell them they're not to stop.
Got it. No, was that so bad? All right. Now, I could tell by your eyes you were getting frustrated, okay? Even though I can't see your whole face. But just hang in there. I'm helping you get this figured out, right?
That's
Yes?
another question, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
But, would they possibly be putting this out there as an open letter for people to like screenshot it and share it to get more people to see it?
Well, sure
I mean,
they are,
like,
yeah.
Would that count?
Well, they
as,
don't
like-
screenshot it, they just link it, but yeah.
So
sure.
that would be part of the purpose as well?
That's what they're doing. That's how they're wanting to reach the American public.
Okay.
Okay? So they're wanting to, you know, put a little pressure on the people who support her to get her to back off. Is that going to work? No. I mean, we know it didn't work, but even when that was first published, everybody knew that it was not going to work. So now we're going to get down to really the hair-splitting thing, the tertiary part that we're talking about, and that is this. And I'm going to just share this one with you. All right? It's so that they can express their dislike of her nomination. That's them saying, "Wah, we don't want her on there." Now, look, right now it's the left wing doing the whining and the crying about a right wing appointment. A few years ago, it was just the opposite. It was the right wing going, "Wah, we don't want that appointment," to the left side. So it goes back and forth. It goes back and forth. You hear all kinds of flip-flops. Last time we were in a situation like this, the right said one thing and the left said the other. Now it's the opposite, and they're just went. They're both saying what the other side said last time. That's politics, right? That's the way it works. All right. So now we have primary, secondary audience. We've talked about purpose. Now here's the part that I think is going to be a little fun. I'm going to call on about 3 or 4 of you for this one. So this is the one that we just barely mentioned a couple weeks ago in one of the videos, and so I'm going to go over it again. For the subject, what I want you to do is do hashtags. Okay? Now the reason I ask you to do hashtags is because I want you to think about the overall big picture, what's really going on here. It's not really that difficult once you kind of hear a few. It's like, oh, okay, I get it, right? So if you were going to share this letter, okay, and you were going to share it on whatever your chosen social media is now. I don't even know what's popular. Is Instagram still a thing? I don't know. Instagram, nobody does Twitter anymore, do they? Do y'all do Twitter or something? I mean, I still get comments from former students on Twitter. Facebook, that's like old people stuff, right? But anyway, whatever you share it on, okay? If you were gonna put a hashtag down at the bottom when you were sharing it, what would your hashtag be? What would it be? How would you encapsulate the subject of this letter, okay, the subject of this letter in a hashtag? How would you do that? Now, you don't have this in your page, so you're just gonna have to come up with this one. Be thinking about that. What hashtag would you give this? 22, that's an empty seat. 18. All right, how would you hashtag this? Sure, I've already given you a minute. This hard, isn't it? It's hard for something.
So you'd like me to just like?
Tell me what your hashtag would be. What would your hashtag be?
I guess postponing the nomination.
That's a long hashtag.
Not really.
You really want me to write it? No, I know, I've seen some of them that long. It's like, really, what would you do? All right, postpone the nomination, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear another one. Another hashtag. $19. That's empty. 17. Let's hear it. I'm sorry?
I'm still kind of thinking a little bit.
Well, crank it up. Tell you what I'll do, I'll let you phone a friend. Somebody sitting around, you can ask them what they would say if you want to. Do a little phone a friend here.
I feel like that's not fair for the people that went before me, but okay.
Oh, sorry. Never mind, I'll take it back. I will not be unfair to the person I called on a minute ago. You're right. So no, you can't phone a friend. Let's hear yours.
Scott is seat delayed.
Got a seek delay? Is that what you said?
Scott is seat delayed. So like, post, so kind of post. Oh no, Scott is.
Is that what you said? What?
SCOTUS.
Oh, SCOTUS.
Yes.
SCOTUS delay?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh? Is that right?
Sure, yeah.
No, that's not what you said. All right, what do you
It's
say?
about her, so like SCOTUS seat, like her seat on the.
Seat
like,
delay.
yeah.
Got it. Got it. I'm slow, but I get there eventually. I get it?
Yeah.
Hallelujah. All right, so, no, that's a good one. It works. It encapsulates it. It just took me a while to get there. Okay, so yeah. Let's have one more. Nope. Yep, one.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah, I know. They always say that.
I did hashtag don't disappoint RBG.
Don't disappoint. How you spell disappoint?
APPOI.
Just one S, all right?
Yeah,
Okay.
2 P's.
What?
I swear it is. That's what it popped
pretty
up on
sure
my
it's
phone.
big little
Disappoint.
Don't disappoint RBG. What's somebody already got that? What are you doing? Looking up hashtags?
No, I'm trying to see if we all spelled it right.
Did we? Did we
I
get-
honestly don't know at this
Yes.
point.
Yes, it's right.
Look, my spelling
My
skills
spelling is not,
are atrocious, people.
it's not there.
Atrocious. Okay, you will be correcting me all year. I can't spell worth a nickel. I just can't. It just has never registered with me. I will still sit down and type something in Google just to see if it underlines.
Me too.
All right, so enough of that. So we got a few here. Postpone the nomination, SCOTUS seat delay. Okay, and don't disappoint RBG. Oh, and some people are already calling her RCB or something like that. Whatever it is. What's her? Oh, Amy Coney Barrett, ACB. Hashtag, and it's like, oh, that's an insult to RBG, whatever. All right, so tone. This is an interesting one. I'm kind of interested in what you have for the tone of the letter. Keeping in mind that tone words are sometimes kind of personal. Some people take it one way, some people take it another. It's okay, as long as you can tell me why you gave it the tone word that you did. Make sense? Okay. So I need to hear what tone you said the letter was in. Number 7.
That would be,
Okay.
I said the colleagues are concerned and serious in the text.
So give me one tone word out of all that. Give me your best tone word. One word.
Serious.
Serious. All right. That one. Because they're not joking, are they? Okay. They are being supportive. You could have said that in the first paragraph. You could have said demeaning, because it's kind of treating her like she's stupid, that you think she's actually going to pull herself out of the highest honor she could ever have as a judge. So there are all kinds of ways we could do that. Make sense? Good.
Do
Yes.
you want us to just put one word down for this?
No, you can put
Okay.
many, but I'm just gonna go, here's the thing, if you Google tone words, you'll get all kinds of lists of tone words, from different websites and all that stuff, and there will be 300 or 400 on there, okay? That's obviously a distraction for you, I'll take care of it. So, you gotta learn a few of those tone words, but like I say, you'll be so overwhelmed if you Google this stuff and find these 300 or 400 word lists, all right? All right, so, here's the thing, I'm going to stop the video. What? Okay, I wanna stop the video, and then I'm gonna erase this stuff, and then we're gonna talk about the appeals, and I'm gonna make a separate video for that, so it won't be such a long video. Okay, so give me just a minute to stop the video, and we'll start again.